I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, wide awake in the middle of the night. Sleep has eluded me for days, my mind consumed by vivid, unsettling dreams. Every night I'm confronted by a version of myself I barely recognize, angry, fearful, and broken. The dreams grow more intense with each passing night, as if they're trying to tell me something, but I can't figure out what. One morning while getting ready for work, I noticed a small crack in my bathroom mirror. As I stared at it, a sudden, vivid flashback overwhelms me. I'm back in my childhood, standing alone at school, being bullied for my dark skin and natural hair. The emotions rush back: anger, shame, betrayal. But there's something else, something darker that I can't quite remember. That night, the dream returns, more vivid than ever. I'm in a dark room surrounded by mirrors, each reflecting a different version of myself. One angry, one sad, another terrified. They start whispering to me, their voices growing louder until they're all I can hear. I wake up in a cold sweat, unable to shake the feeling that my mind is trying to show me something important. As I try to calm myself, I see something in the corner of my bedroom, a shadowy figure watching me from the darkness. I turn to look, but it's gone. I glance at the bathroom mirror, and the crack has grown larger. I desire to take a break from work, hoping that some time alone will help me make sense of what's happening. I confide in my boyfriend, Malcolm, who suggests that I might be dealing with stress or unresolved trauma. Reluctantly, I agree to see a therapist, Dr. Owens, who specializes in shadow work. During my first session, Dr. Owens asked me to describe my dreams and recent experiences. I hesitate, but eventually share the dreams and the feeling of dread that's been following me. Dr. Owens explains that shadow work often involves revisiting traumatic or suppressed memories, and it seemed like my subconscious is trying to bring something to my attention. He advises me to keep a journal of my dreams and memories and allow myself to fully experience them without running away. That night, I began writing in a journal, but as soon as I start, my hand moves on its own, scribbling the words, "the door." Confused, I try to erase it, but the words seem etched into the page. The next morning, I take a walk to clear my mind and find myself drawn to an old heart of town I haven't visited in years. As I turn a corner, I see an abandoned building that faintly remember from my childhood. It's the old community center where I used to spend time after school. Something compels me to enter. Inside, the building is dark and dusty, but there is an odd familiarity. I wander through the halls until I find an old wooden door with faded paint. The door looks eerily similar to one from my dreams. With a deep breath, I push it open and step inside. The room beyond the door is filled with old memory. Photos, drawings, and forgotten toys from my childhood. In the center of the room, it is a small box I recognize as mine. When I open it, I find a tattered doll and a note in a child's handwriting that reads,
"I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
Suddenly, the door swams shut, trapping me inside as the room begins to close in on me. I'm trapped in the room, panic rising as the walls seem to inch closer. I try to open the door, but it's locked. My heart races as I hear faint whispers around me, the same voices from my dreams. The whispers grow louder, accusing me, reminding me of things I've tried to forget. I close my eyes, trying to block them out, but the voices are inside my head, now relentless. Just when I felt like I'm going to break, I remember Dr. Owen's advice to face whatever comes without running away. Summoning all my courage, I open my eyes and face the memories flooding the room. I see myself as a child, holding the doll and crying. The memory is sharp and clear. I remember being in that very room, hiding after a group of older kids bullied me. They had taken my doll, torn it apart, and told me I didn't deserve nice things because of who I was. I remember the overwhelming shame and fear and how I had torn the doll myself in a fit of rage, blaming myself for being different. I realized that I've been carrying this guilt and shame for years, letting it shape my relationships, my self-worth, and my perception of the world. I break down sobbing as the memory plays out in front of me, but I don't look away. Instead, I confront my younger self, telling her it wasn't her fault, that she didn't deserve the pain that she went through. As I speak, the room begins to change. The walls stop closing in, and the oppressive darkness lifts. The shadows retreat and the door unlocks. I pick up the doll, now restored, and hold it close. The whispers fade into silence, replaced by the profound sense of peace. I emerge from the old building, the sunlight warm on my face. I feel lighter, as if a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders. I know my journey isn't over. There are still shadows to confront, but I'm no longer afraid. I return home, where I begin to mend the relationships I've neglected and start to embrace the parts of myself I once tried to hide.
Even matter, I had to fall.